Hi, this is Robert with Buy MMA Cards, and I just thought today we would look at Topps UFC Round 1, and I haven't got a chance to really show off a lot of my collection, so just kind of wanted to do that today. Of course, we're going to be looking at Topps UFC Round 1. This was the first official set put out by the UFC, and it was just a hit. I think they only put out 500 cases of this stuff, and if you look at going prices on this, it's really high right now. And here's a pack from a typical box. So from here, I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the major cards. Obviously, you get about 99 base cards within this set. So I've got all those here. We're not going to go through those, but we will at least focus on some of the inserts, and then I'll just show off some of my major hits. So one of the inserts within this set are the Victorious debuts, and I've got all 20 of them here, and they featured different fighters like Anderson Silva, Nogueira, Franklin, Guida, Machida, Griffin, Markham, Rampage, Yushin Okami, Kendall Grove, Bisping, Nate Marquardt, Rashad Evans, Shane Carwin, Dan Severn, Nate Quarry, Sadala, Cain Velasquez, Frankie Edgar, and Nate Diaz. And along with the Victorious debuts, they also made a parallel of a gold series of them, and these are numbered to 88. And if you think about the rarity of that, these are really rare. I did some math on the blue autographs. You can find it on my blog on the website Buy MMA Cards. But there were different groups, and even the most rare group, there was at least 200 blue autographs of like St. Pierre or Rampage, and then up to, I believe, 400 or 500 of some of the, like the Josh Berkmans and stuff like that. So these are numbered to 88, so if you think about that, that's almost 3 times as rare as the rarest blue autographs. And it took me a while to figure that out, but if you have a guy within this set who doesn't have an autograph and this is his first card, these would be the ones to go after. So that's the Victorious debuts. According to the odds on the box, there should only be about 1,200 full sets of these. So that, even with that, that's pretty rare. The other inserts were the top 10 fights, and there's 40 cards of these, so twice as many as the Victorious debuts. So you're looking at only 600 sets of these made. And even though they're not in like a gold or anything like that, they're still pretty rare if there's only 600 of each card made. And I'm not going to go through all 40 cards of these, but I think there's 4 cards of each of the top 10 fights. And just like the Victorious debuts, there were some gold parallels of these as well, and these are numbered to 88. Damian Maia's he's only featured on these cards, so yeah, he's on his way to a title shot if he can get past Marquardt. So there could be only 88 of each of these of his rookie cards. So that's the top 10 fights. The next ones we'll look at are the dual fight mat relics. And this is my personal collection. I believe I have them all here, and even some multicolored ones. But I might go through a few of these. Rampage Jackson, Kendall Grove, Amir Sadala, Frankie Edgar, Keith Jardine. I'm sure everyone knows this, but this is an actual piece of the mat that they fought on. And some of them, like, I got part of the logo or whatever was the advertisement within the octagon that night. Marcus Davis, Yushin Okami, Ben Saunders, Might just go through some of these quicker. Here's Machida, and this had 2 different colors on it. Matt Riddle, Matt Brown. There's Anderson Silva. I know I crunched the numbers on these too, and these are pretty rare as well. I don't want to quote a number, but I have no clue. I wish I could say right off the top of my head, but I don't want to give any wrong ideas. But these are pretty rare cards as well. You only got 3 of the relic cards within a box. And I think there's over 25 of these different fight mat relics. So if you do the math, it is pretty rare. I thought that was a pretty cool one of Shogun and Forrest with the red piece of mat. I kind of wish it had the red around there. It'd be a 1 of 1, but this is not the case. Joe Stevenson. And then, just like the other ones, they have gold parallels and a red parallel, but the gold parallels are numbered to 88. I got a Jardine and a Rashad Evans. And then if you're lucky enough to get a red parallel, they're 1 of 1, so there's only 1. And the other relic cards were called Ultimate Gear. And you got guys like Clay Guida, Wilson Gouveia, Thiago Silva, Matt Riddle. I like this one because it had some lettering in it, so I kept that one for myself. Same with Sarah, has part of a design. Forrest Griffin, I did notice some of his have camo. This one's actually black, but I have a couple that have camouflage. Alves, CB Dalloway, Saunders. This was the one card within this Ultimate Gear that there's 500 of each of these, and they're all serial numbered. But for some reason, Sean Shirk only had 350 made. So they might be worth the most, although the more popular fighters might be Gracie and St. Pierre. But just on sheer odds and numbers, Sean Shirk's would be quite a bit more rare, with only being 350 of them. So these are kind of the 3 that I keep my eye out for and try to pick up as many as I can. Next, what I think I'll do is show just a couple of the errors or unique cards that I got. I'm only going to show 2. This is a Royal Chonin, and the thing that makes this different is that each of the base cards is supposed to have a silver foil on each of the logos, and as you can see, there's a logo right down here and up here, and they're silver. But on this one, they forgot to put the silver on the bottom logo, and they did not put any silver on the top logo there. And this was another cool card, I thought. I've seen a couple relics with blood on it, but this was the biggest blood splot I've seen on any card. There's one that just had a couple little drops, but I just thought this was a really cool card. And I believe in that fight, Marcus Davis got a huge gash on his forehead. So it was probably actually his blood that ended up on that. This is going to be a 2-part video, so you might want to look for the part 2. We're at about 9 minutes, so I'm going to cut it in half and show both videos on YouTube.